Hello, I'm Al Prieto with Egon Zehnder. We've partnered with the Latino Corporate Directors Association to produce a series of videos highlighting the success stories of Latino leaders. Joining us today is José Luis Prado. José Luis is the CEO of Evans Food Group. Thanks so much for joining us.
A pleasure.
José Luis, you mentioned you were the first Mexican leading a very significant division of a worldwide brand. Talk a little bit about your personal background and how your upbringing and culture contributed to your accomplishments.
I was born in Mexico. I was the first to graduate, let alone from college, probably from high school in my whole family. So essentially, I did everything in my career through education and through personal drive and support from mentors and some luck. So having this background essentially taught me that there was talent everywhere, and that talent could be found and polished and developed. When you say in English, when you define a leader with an ethnicity, you say Latino leader. When you say it in Spanish, you say líder latino. And I think that's very important. You have to be a leader first, and everything else comes with it. But then, what I have found is that your ethnicity is a great advantage, especially in the States where it has been so homogeneous. So I think as diversity as a key strategic piece of the company strategy, not as a moral imperative or the right thing to do. It's like looking for people with experience in marketing, with experience in public relations, in finance. It's a strategy. And what research has demonstrated is that diversity drives a higher performance, higher growth, more innovation, employee engagement, great reputation in the community. So it's an imperative that more and more leaders, corporate leaders, are recognizing as a key piece of their business strategy, not as a moral, charity, social responsibility thing. That's when things get really traction and you see results in that. And let me share with you that after all these years working for PepsiCo in 30 years, the piece that I am most proud of actually was the piece of developing talent. We expanded diversity in all Latin America from 10% in management positions, the worst in PepsiCo world, to 32% when I left, and to 40% last time I checked. So we just drove participation of women in the organization in a big way, and that has yielded tremendous results and performance.
And how have you translated those learnings and experience into the boardroom as a director?
The first thing is you have to explain to boards the importance of this topic, diversity. And I call it the business case. It's not doing something good for somebody else. Make it totally selfish. We adopted what in the States is called the Rooney Rule. In every slate, for every new position, you have to have one diverse candidate. In every slate. No questions asked. We just made it mandatory, with no pressure that the diverse candidate had to be picked. So the results are amazing.
What advice would you give to Latino leaders, or leaders really of any background, that are seeking to step into board service?
So the best advice I can give is essentially two things. One is get in smaller boards, starting with NGOs, and then go to the private world. It can be private equity, it can be mutual funds, it can be education, it can be community leadership, because that gives you the skills, but it also starts to give you the credentials. The other key element is that 2/3 or more of the board positions are obtained via relationships. I think that the combination of those two things can open a great doors for a new aspiring director.